Hello again, and welcome to our series, The Great Awakening. In this video today, we're going to be looking at the concept of religion and spirituality. In our last video, we talked about God and what is God. Today is a natural progression from that. How has man dealt with God? How does man perceive God?
And we need to understand the difference in religion and spirituality. Religion is man-made. Religion is a set of man-made rules which box us into a certain set of beliefs, identify us according to a certain set of beliefs. That is very different from spirituality. Spirituality is our own instinctive connection with spirit, with the great universal consciousness that we call God. Religion is not the same thing. Religion is, as I've just said, a set of man-made rules. We're offered a package, and it's a very attractive package. Here, hand over responsibility to us. We will make the laws, we will make the rules. You join our club, you obey the rules, and we will get you into heaven. Just say you're part of us when you go up there and you'll get in. And that's the image we have. You get your ticket to get into heaven. Heaven does not exist in the way we've been taught it exists. Heaven is not a way out there. It's not somewhere we go to. It's not a place. It's a vibration level. And like all vibration levels, they're all around us all the time. And we don't need to go to look for God, because last week we explained that we are of the God essence. So why do we feel we need to go to look for God in a certain church, in a certain place, when we already are that for which we are searching?
Well, absolutely. And that concept of religion, that concept of God, is all based on the feudal model, where there were masters and servants. There were slaves and those who would rule. And that's why a lot of Christian prayers and other prayers are Lord this and Father that. But in reality, the nature of spirituality is that we're all equal. You know, we're all part of this great web of creation. And we have a role to fulfill within that.
And nobody can lead us to our connection with spirit. We've each got to find our own way there in our own unique way. Nobody can tell us, nobody can give us rules, do this and do that and do that and you will get to God. That is not the way this works. And we each have a responsibility for making our own connection in our own way. We are all unique individuals, even though we're within the great universal energy. We're each unique within that, a unique expression of the God energy.
And in shamanic thought, in shamanic philosophy, when you do a shamanic journey, you are connecting directly into that great web of creation, or God, if you will. And it is our role to do that. And to do that is to meet God firsthand. Whereas with religion, we have to go through a mediating organization. We have to go through an organization that tells us we have no right to be connecting with God directly, that only they allow us to meet God.
We are following someone else's rules. Each of us is a soul, and our soul is meant to fly freely in our own unique way to sing its own song. We're not meant to sing someone else's song. We each have our own individual note, contribute to the whole harmony of creation. And religion does not allow us have that note. Spirituality is what that note is all about, our own connection with the infinite spirit.
But even in religion, we do all connect with God, with that great collective, on our own individual basis. So in reality, that is the only way to do it.
And following from that, we must talk about prayer and meditation. Prayer is a religious thing. It's a religion. Religion deals with prayer. It's an outward expression of your, what would I call your belief. Meditation, on the other hand, is the inward thing. Meditation goes with spirituality the same way as prayer goes with religion. The prayers we say, we have learnt off by heart from we were children. We don't even know what we're saying half time. I'm not saying that prayer is not good. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that yes, prayer is good, and people praying together, collective prayer is very good, because we're back to energy again. When you're praying for someone or you're praying collectively, you're on a good intent, aren't you usually? And where intention goes, energy flows. And praying together and praying in great groups has a wonderful effect. Yes, it's good, because it sends out an energy that collects more of the same to it and comes back to us multiplied. So I'm not telling you do not pray. We're not saying that. Yes, pray. But remember that prayer is a religion thing. Spirituality has got to do with meditation, and meditation is you making the inward connection with spirit in your own way. Now, we also have misunderstood what prayer is about, Declan. We have been led to believe that praying is praying to that great universal God up there, that man up in the sky who's going to grant some requests and not grant others, depending on how hard we pray. The harder we pray, the more chance we have of getting that request. It's not happening that way. That does not happen. When we pray, what are we doing? We said last week about we are naturally the God essence. That is our natural state of being. And we have stepped down our energy in order to take on physicality and mass. So when we pray, we're not praying to a God out there who's going to grant one request and not grant another. What are we doing? And I've got to explain to you here the difference in soul and your higher self. Your soul is the overall part of everything you are, you ever were, you ever will be. Now, every time you come into an incarnation in this existence, you don't need to take your whole soul with you. You don't need to know where you were the last time around or anything else. You only need a small percentage, maybe 5%, to take with you. Where does the rest of your soul go? The rest of your soul stays in the higher vibration level of love and pure light. And that's what we call our higher self. That is you in your pure, undiluted God essence, the part you haven't had to step down in order to take on physicality. And when you're praying, you're not praying to an external God. You are praying, you are connected with your own higher self, which is you in all your wisdom. Your higher self knows everything. There is nothing your higher self does not know, because it is God in God's pure, undiluted essence. So you're connected with your own higher self to get the wisdom and the intuition which will lead you and guide you on to whatever it is you need to be guided. It's not an external God who's going to help you. That God does not exist. It's your own higher self, which is you in your pure, undiluted God essence, the part that has not been stepped down in order to take on physicality. So we've got to understand, yes, that prayer and meditation are two different things.
I think fundamentally, if you're to take anything away from this video, take away 2 points. Number one, find God in your own way. And number two, we are beautiful beings of light. And we hold that light within us always, and that light cannot be taken away from us under any circumstances.
And nobody can save us except ourselves. Nobody can lead us to our spiritual development or through our spiritual development. We have got to find our own path. And here's where the word responsibility comes in. We have got responsibility to find our own soul evolution. We're here on a soul mission, soul expansion. And we are responsible, number one, for finding the truth. We cannot go along with just saying, well, I didn't know, as they did, the Nazi criminals did at Nuremberg. They said, well, we didn't know, we only followed orders. I'm sorry, but that is not an excuse. We have got a responsibility to find the truth. That's why we're here. That's why we have come into incarnation in this world, to find the truth. And we can't just take because we hear it in the newspapers, or we hear it from the pulpit, or we read it somewhere else. We can't take it as truth. We can't hold the excuse, well, I was taught, I was told that. We have a responsibility to find the truth. And that's what we're going to talk about next week, responsibility. So we hope you'll join us for responsibility in a few days' time.
Namaste.
Namaste.